What's good, family? It's your boy Just Blaze, host of the best NBA pod in the game, Above the Rim. Keep it locked each week and join myself and a special guest as we tackle the latest rumblings in the league. If it's happening in the NBA, you know I got you covered. Make sure you subscribe on all platforms and leave that 5-star review. Let's get it.
That's what Fertitta is saying to Mike D'Antoni right now. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. You want this contract extension? Do you want it? Then you should have put a ring on it.
Talk about it.
You are now tuned in to Above the Rim.
Family. Welcome to another edition of Above the Rim, episode 97. Brought to you, as always, by your honorable host, Justin, a.k.a. Just Blaze. And joining me this week, I brought the family here once again. Come through, Above the Rim, 97. Two friends of the show, actually two family members of the show. First up, back from his hiatus.
Y'all already know what it is. Y'all know my voice.
My man Damo, back from his OKC playoff hiatus. My man is back in the
on
building.
time.
And the homie Reem is here, aka 3 to the head.
I'm here, man. I'm here. Oh, sipping on that Jack.
Sipping on it. Yeah, family. So we're here again, man. And as always, family, you can find Above the Rim anywhere you listen to podcasts, whether that be iTunes, Stitcher, Google, Spotify, YouTube, lineups.com as well. To get in contact with your boy, you can always hit me up on Twitter at JustBlaze_513. That's JUSBLAZE_513. IG is JustBlaze513. On Facebook, search Above the Rim Podcast. Also email the show as well, Above the Rim NBA Podcast at gmail.com. Call up to talk about it line. You already know. If you have any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, you want to yell at Reem, you want to yell at Damo, you got shit to talk, send up a voicemail, 908-718-1592. Reem, can the family find you, man?
Just come for me on Twitter, man. Let's Talk Sports TV. I want all the smoke.
All the smoke. Make sure you send the brothers all that smoke that you need. And yeah, fellas. So but first off, before we get into some news around the NBA, the playoffs have been solid this year, I must say. I do believe the playoffs have been much solid. It's been much more competitive, I would say, as a whole. And I feel like I mess with the playoffs this year. I mean, a lot of people are trying to slander it a little bit because there's no LeBron. They're talking about the ratings have been down. But for me personally, I'm loving the competition of this NBA playoffs in 2019. Reem, what about you? How you feeling about this playoffs as a whole?
I'm feeling it so far, for the most part. You know, I haven't missed a beat. Lost a lot of sleep.
Not disrespectful on your sleep no more?
You know what? Forget my boss. I don't care. I'm there each night. Each night is on. Doesn't even matter.
It's some good action, man. Damo, what about you? How you feeling about these playoffs, man?
I'm satisfied, man. I mean, what more can you ask for? I mean, you got upsets. You got, players coming out the woodwork, shining at the right time.
Falling.
Trying to get that bag. You got players falling.
Underperforming.
You got injuries, opportunities.
No more waving to the crowd goodbye. Now you going home 4-0.
Oh, man. Sounds like you got a little heat over there for
you got a little heat for Dame Lillard, huh?
Had me up here talking crazy for this dude.
I was very disappointed that he got swept. I didn't like that.
More turnovers than the points. What's wrong with this guy, man?
I did not like how he got swept by the Blazers. I'm like, you see, it's crazy with Dame because, Dame is one of those players that we really get so up and down with, like throughout a season, throughout a couple of years, because I'm a big Dame fan. I love his game. I love his heart. I love his leadership. I love how he contributes on a night in and night out basis. He's not scared of anything. But, it's like, sometimes I feel like it's a hit or miss with Dame sometimes. Like, he had a triumphant win against Damo's OKC Thunder. Triumphant win.
Oh, let's not go too far. Damo, you owe me something, bro.
I got you.
Talk about it.
I'm a man of my word. Bring it on. Bring it on.
We'll
Bring the
revisit
Melo.
that later on.
Okay.
Bring the Melo jersey.
Okay.
We'll revisit that.
Okay, I like that. But yeah, man, Dame Lillard is sometimes a little up and down. He can be like an interesting conundrum when you're trying to evaluate him and his success. I will say as a whole, man.
I gotta cut Dame some slack, man. I mean, the Portland Trailblazers, they're one player away from being like a major player in the West.
They win the conference finals, bro.
No, I'm saying like being a real threat.
No,
like to
they're one play away,
worthy.
definitely.
They're one. I think they're
1, 3,
player
or
away.
Contended for a title. I mean,
Yeah.
for being a title.
A title.
Yeah, they're
Title
one.
contender because they wasn't.
All right,
Even with Nurkic.
I mean, I
wasn't
understand they were no match for Golden State, but you don't think they could have got one game from a KD less Golden State? Obviously not with KD, but a KD less Golden State. That's who they played against. Think about it. They didn't play against the KD Warriors that the Rockets played against.
I get that part. But
One win.
you can't. I can't spew on them. They were
went
up,
against the Dubs.
They were double digits for 3 of the 4 games.
That's a fail on their part if they
No,
had
I'm saying, but they don't have that continuous calming factor on their team. Once CJ goes cold and then Dame was cold all series, what do you have left?
This is why I say they're that one player away because all of this is growing pains for them.
Tobias.
They're gonna remember this.
I like Tobias for that.
And
Tobias.
you see how Dame came back and responded for last year's playoffs. So imagine once they get that one player, how far they can go.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I'm not trying to slander him at all in any way, but I just felt like
I
you know
wanna
what my
slander
rule is?
him.
I don't like people who get swept.
Yeah.
I don't like sweeps. When you get swept, sweep, as my man Dave used to say, when you get swept, it's a problem for me. I just don't. I can't accept anyone getting swept. Okay, LeBron severely damaged his resume when he got swept to me. I just don't want to hear it. You got to get one game. If you're that guy, if you're that good, you got to get one game.
Nah. All right.
You can't get one game.
I want to give him a lot of heat, but the thing is, their coach never made no adjustments to actually get the ball out
no,
his hand.
Terry Stotts is a damn good coach.
I'm not saying I didn't debate that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is he didn't make any adjustments. Me as a fan,
Okay.
I knew I wouldn't have been calling for the pick and roll on the top of the key if they were doubling, hard hedging on Dame every time he touched the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Play 1-4 flat, or let CJ run Dame off a couple of picks, stagger screens, change it up. He never really changed it up, and by the time he changed it up, it was too late.
Yeah, I just felt like I just thought they could get one game. If you get into the conference finals, you got to give me one game. There shouldn't be no sweeps that late, that deep into the playoffs is my thing. But whatever, we got another year for Dame to, I guess, prove himself. But we'll see.
We talking about Dame. What about Giannis?
He didn't get swept though.
He didn't get swept, but I mean,
Yeah, he was the potential MVP of the league.
they should be in the finals right now.
Yeah.
The Bucks.
If we being honest,
But
they got the better squad. They got better.
No.
Better
No.
squad than who? Than the Toronto Raptors?
No.
Than the Raptors.
No.
Better role players?
Better role
No.
players.
I honestly think they're about even, to be honest. I legit think they're about even. Role players. They're both solid, but you can't rely on either one.
wouldn't
Other
say.
than Middleton. Middleton is
You
a better
can rely
number 2.
on Brogdon.
You can't
Yes,
rely on
you-
Bledsoe. Bledsoe let Scary Terry get in that ass last
You know what? You
year.
got a good point. Now that I think about it, the Bucks kind of
Bucks
do have a
should-
better supporting cast than
They
the Toronto
have a
Raptors.
way better support.
Middleton is better than any number 2 that Kawhi has right now. Think about it. He's better than Lowry. Is he better than Siakam?
Even Ilyasova was being productive.
No, think about this.
We're not
Siakam
doing.
or
We're not
Middleton?
doing this. We're not doing this.
What you mean?
Ilyasova and Mirotic, they disappeared.
No,
They did
Mirotic disappeared. Ilyasova
They
had a
wanted
couple
to
good
start
games.
this dude. He
Ilyasova?
disappeared. No, Mirotic.
Mirotic, yes. They started
Disappeared.
him for one game.
They disappeared.
He didn't have a good postseason.
Giannis's most helpful person happened to be Brook Lopez or something like that.
I can't say that.
Why not?
I would have to say Brogdon he was productive.
He was decent. It wasn't like he was a juggernaut every night.
But then let's look at the Raptors. Who other than Van Vliet are we looking to for consistency?
Actually, Van Vliet didn't really play solid until the later parts.
After he
Had his
dropped
baby.
the seed.
But
Yeah,
but
and the
Chubbs
season.
Chubbs was playing great.
Hold on. But why we getting to the Raptors there?
All right, my fault, God,
We
my
got-
fault.
we got-
We speeding.
We got
Apologize.
time
We got a little emotional real quick.
Before we get there, because I want y'all to save that energy. The intro, right? Let's get to that. News around the
Let's
NBA.
talk about that.
Let's talk about the Houston Rockets. My Houston Rockets.
Your
because-
Houston
Yeah,
Rockets.
because they pissed me off, a lot. And they're
What happened to see you in June, man?
it's still see you in June. It's see you next June now.
We already starting that campaign?
Come on,
I
man.
see you next June. I don't care what nobody say. I see you next June. But so the Rockets now have been
Speaking into existence.
Yeah, they've been in the news this offseason right now. They've effectively Daryl Morey, the owner, Tillman Fertitta, has put word to the streets. They threw the pigeons out to put a notice out that they are open for business, open for the trade market, open for trade rumors. And another interesting caveat of their offseason, I alluded to a little bit last episode, no extension for Mike D'Antoni. None at all. Trade talks. Contract talks have stalled. No contract extension for him right now, so he's going to be coaching off a 1-year deal. Some say, the agents say that they kind of lowballed him a little bit. It was a $2.5 million offer for him with that can lead up to $5 million in incentives for Coach Mike D'Antoni, which is kind of a slap in the face, some will call, because he's a veteran coach. He's been around the block. He's coached for Team USA. He's been to conference finals before. So some people think it was a lowball offer. But me, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at all. I applaud Tillman Fertitta, but he's getting me a little bit mad because he should just do what he wants to do and get rid of Mike D'Antoni, because we all know, as much as you try to slice it, they could talk about Chris Paul's contract all you want, talk about Clint Capella's absence all you want. The problem right now, in my estimation, is Mike D'Antoni and the lack of adjustments that Mike D'Antoni gives you on a consistent basis, which to me is a problem for the Rockets. So to me, I feel like Mike D'Antoni is the main issue, and I think a new voice, a new coaching regime, a new coaching style, another voice in the locker room in the timeouts will do wonders for the Houston Rockets next year. And I think him right now, that is what needs to be done for the Houston Rockets as a whole. And I don't think they need a complete roster overhaul, as some are saying online and on Twitter that they need to do. So, Reem, I'm going to start with you. Do you feel like the Rockets need a complete roster overhaul, or what do you feel about Mike D'Antoni's non-extension?
I'm gonna say they need a few tinkered pieces from the roster-wise. They have a few aging players. Tucker's, I think, 35, 34. He's in that range where, he's aging. You got an aging CP3. You might need some young legs that's hungry on the defensive end. Some real gunners that want a contract extension.
Not Shumpert?
I like Austin Rivers, actually, to stick around. He's one of the few, and I'm surprised I'm saying this because I really hate him as a person. But,
I'm there with you, Reem.
But, he played pretty decent, and they gave you a spark every once in a while, even though he kind of disappeared later on in the season. But I think you got to get rid of Gordon.
Eric Gordon?
Yeah, I think you gotta release high on what he's shown, his glimpses of. He might be a star somewhere else, but bring in a couple pieces for a dude like that, because he was pretty inconsistent to me. But I think the major change needs to be up top, Daryl Morey and his analytic schemes, and he brought in a lot of pieces in the beginning of the year that didn't work out. They didn't really get an identity until damn near mid-season. And the whole D'Antoni system isn't what they really was running. It was Harden. He just had a great year. So it's is it a system? Is it a player? You bringing in contracts and players that is not really panning out. You getting rid of dudes like Montrezl Harrell. You getting rid of dogs like Beverly for aging player like CP3, and then you put him on an open market. That's like a slap in the face.
Oh, it is.
Which might be bad for them.
Chemistry-wise?
No, in free agency. It's like you bringing these dudes here, and this is what you doing to them.
That's a solid point.
You brought in a Melo, and you gave him 10 games.
Damn, that's 2 black eyes on. Damn, I didn't even think about that. That's that's 2 managerial front office black eyes for how they're treating players that are well respected.
Yeah.
CP Melo's well respected in the league. That's a solid point. Damo, what about you? What do you feel about Houston Rockets overhaul this summer?
Well, me personally, I feel like they don't need to switch up the team right now because, you know, had it not been them going against the Dubs this year, if they would have took them out this year, which they should have, who would have stopped them? You basically would have had a chip. There's nobody in the East that could beat them. But now if you break up that team, what are you gonna do?
You're basically starting over.
You're basically starting over. Why would you want to start all over?
And you have to find a new identity.
And to me personally, I don't think they have anybody to trade. I don't even know why they talking about they got players out there to trade. Because
you don't think Gordon and Capella is tradable?
No.
Really? Wait, you don't think they're tradable? I
It's going to be very hard.
I think teams will want Capella.
Capella's game relies a lot on Harden's game.
His game
somewhere
depends on a point guard.
I agree. I would say a point guard, not necessarily Harden. A point guard. I feel like
a point guard.
I just think him and Harden have a lot of chemistry together.
They do.
So,
they do.
You know, you put him somewhere else, it could be like one of those Bishbach Biombo situations where he ended up in Orlando. They was expecting so much from him, and he was.
Now where is he?
That's a little disrespectful. Oh, come on, Clint Capella's better than fucking Bismack Biombo.
But I say not though. Protective at the rim, finishes.
Okay,
that's it.
Look at DeAndre Jordan.
To me, they're the same player.
No.
Do you think DeAndre's better?
You know, DeAndre runs the paint
I'm
better.
not gonna lie to y'all. My plan for this offseason is to trade Clint Capella for a wing, a taller wing, a 6'7", 6'8" wing, right?
High hopes.
Trade him for a wing, a mid-tier kind of wing, or maybe a sign-in trade for somebody, and then sign DeAndre Jordan because he wanted to come to us last year. He wanted to come to us mid-season. He got his money last year. He got $26 million, DeAndre Jordan. So right now, he should be with taking a mid-level $6 million.
DeAndre Jordan.
Houston, Texas is his hometown. That's where he's from. Replace Clint Capella with DeAndre Jordan. You trade Clint for a wing because there's a couple of wings available.
But that kind of leaves you in the same position, though.
I feel like we need a taller wing. We had nobody. The Rockets had no one over 6'6".
Adding a wing onto it.
Remember, it's adding a wing, then you're signing DeAndre Jordan. And let Eric Gordon go in that package, too. That's fine with me.
Well,
you can upgrade.
The real issue is D'Antoni.
Oh. That's the real issue out of all.
At the end of the day, D'Antoni is who we always thought he was. He's just somebody that's just going to fill out stadiums and bring in crowds. I mean, his offense...
It's appealing.
It's appealing.
It looks sexy. Stats look nice.
It brings in the high numbers, the ratings or whatever, you want. But where is it going to get you? At most, Western Conference Finals.
Is it conducive to winning? Is it a winning formula?
It can't win. It's been proven time and time again. It can't win.
It's adjustments with this guy.
It's adjustments. I brought up to my man last episode, Game 6 that the Rockets lost, right, in Houston. Steve Kerr, I know you're a big fan of Steve Kerr's coaching. Steve Kerr played 11 guys or 10 guys in the first quarter of Game 6. D'Antoni, 6.
He doesn't have faith.
And our team is older.
He doesn't have faith in his guys. Why are you running these guys' legs into the ground? How do you expect them to respond?
CP?
Exactly.
Why is he playing 40 minutes a night?
How do you expect them to respond the next game?
But we seen this before. We seen this last year when he had Joe Johnson.
And didn't
they needed a switch up in pace. Somebody that could.
He got 0 minutes.
He didn't.
This would have been the perfect time, which is why I'm kind of upset with. I agree to a certain extent about your point with with Morley, with his bringing in players or whatever. Then this would have been a perfect time for Melo to shine.
Oh,
I agree.
100%.
Because they could have used his skill set.
We needed a bucket on a low block.
They couldn't get one at the low block, and when the actual pace of the game slowed down, they couldn't really get in the offense.
It was jump shots.
They relied too much on the fast break. That 7-second offense.
Harden tires out at one point in time. So you got CP3 sitting in the corner, which I still don't understand. And before Harden actually got with D'Antoni, he was one of the better post-up twos in the league because he's a bigger guy.
Yeah, he actually did use to post up a few years ago.
And they stopped that.
Damn.
Because remember, he used to back to the basket, one step back. The first back step was actually from the post.
He used to post.
It's over for that.
You know what's crazy? I literally forgot that Harden used to like a baby post he used to do. Not back you down, but you know, was
they'll throw that shoulder
that
into
back
you.
step, that step back started in the post with him.
It did.
And he always had that Euro.
D'Antoni, man, he's got to diversify the offense.
You need to take advantage of Harden's skill set, because think about this. Harden came into the league as a sixth man.
So he knows how to play off
he
ball.
can play, and I think he's one of the few versatile players. You got people like KD, now I want to say Kawhi, and even Harden that could play in any kind of system.
Yes, he's an offensive maestro.
You got to take advantage of that. I would get rid of D'Antoni. That system does not work.
I agree.
I don't think that the system doesn't.
No, the system has to be adjusted.
Yes, you gotta make Harden liable for when he's not on the ball to be doing something else.
Or you just gotta coach him.
No,
the problem is I don't feel like
there's no coaching at this point though. How many years is he in the league?
You can still coach him. You can challenge a great player to do something different. Listen, when Chris Paul is orchestrating the offense, what do we see? We see James Harden
standing around.
He standing around, being at the half-court line, not necessarily being uninterested, not even being a decoy. See how Steph Curry is at least a decoy? James Harden's not even a decoy in the offense.
But
that's the problem.
But that's coaching. That's coaching to the point where you're not making him accountable for something else on the court.
Yes.
We see the same thing with your man, Russ. The ballers out Russ with.
D'Antoni's another dude. Billy Donovan is another dude.
You already know how I feel about him.
Coaching superstars is a talent in with itself.
Yeah, you got to be a leader, man.
I believe you need a guy like Mark Jackson to bring him over that.
Thank you, my brother.
I like Mark. I like Mike Woodson too.
Mike Woodson.
I love Mike Woodson.
He was the guy I was thinking. I just saw the ball.
I love Mike Woodson as a coach, man. I love Mike Woodson as a coach, man. So we're gonna see, man. Coaching is key. Other news around the NBA, the damn Knicks. We gotta talk about the Knicks real quick, fellas. Because family, you know we are New York City residents over here. Me, Damo, and Reem living in New York and Brooklyn, and the damn Knicks. We hear a lot of Knicks chatter, a lot of Knicks crap, and the Knicks are in the news again for not good reasons, and it's a damn problem again. So I see on one of my apps the other days, the Knicks are considering trading the number 3 pick with the Atlanta Hawks, trading down for the number 8 and the number 10 pick, which to me was downright disrespectful, ridiculous. It makes no sense to me. But it's a typical Knicks kind of rumor, typical Knicks kind of move. Setting their dreams too big, setting their sights too high, setting themselves up for disappointment. If you got the number 3 pick, either make a smart decision, get a superstar, an Anthony Davis or something like that of that nature, or just make a solid draft pick. What is the problem with making a smart draft pick? You can't go from the worst team in the league to the championship the next year. You got to build your way up to the top to be a contender. So this is a typical dumbass Knicks move. If this is even a real move, this is like ridiculous to me. But I hope this doesn't happen. So, Damo, I'm gonna start with you. What were your thoughts when you heard this Knicks news right now?
I just was like, "What is this? This is the rotten apples." It's just they strike again. It's like, what? Why would you even fathom that thought? And then as soon as I saw that, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing they didn't get the number 1 pick, because they probably would have foiled that too and draft some nobody over in Europe or something. Instead of going with the obvious choice. They never go with the obvious choice.
They never do.
And another thing I was thinking, I was like, you know what? Somebody really has to be trolling. Somebody behind the scenes is trolling Knicks fans because they know they are hungry. The Knicks fans are hungry for something, man.
Starving.
Some kind of savior. It's like, why would you even think about that? When you got players like...
Why is it an option?
You could get a solid draft pick in RJ Barrett. That's a solid player. Why would you draft down to get two questionable prospects? Why would you do that? Or you could trade the pick and get a AD and put in some pieces in there. Why would you even think about trading down in the draft? You expect a move like this on draft night, but before the draft, come on, man. Somebody's trolling,
man.
Somebody's trolling.
Reem, what about you? What's your thoughts when you heard this Knicks?
And let me tell you something. It's so depressing being a in the closet Knicks fan.
Come on, man.
Like,
you want to be a Knicks fan. You tried.
I really don't miss the game.
I'm exhausted.
Because if I miss it with a good game, I always watch the replay or the highlights, and I'm like, man, these dudes can't get right.
Oh,
It's like I want them to do well. My man Melo was there, but secretly I've been watching since Steve Francis was there. Since people was there with like paper bags on their head, they just can't get it right. And I think this is a pump fake though.
Think it's a troll too?
They got three pivotal dudes in the front office now, and I think they know how to play with the media now to actually bring some attention to New York, whether it be positive or negative.
I said this ain't good attention though.
They don't need a. They had
This
enough
is
negative.
incompetency.
But listen,
We need some
negative
positiveness.
attention, positive attention, it always ends up the worst for New York. So if you end up with the worst, kind of used to it by now. So they just putting that out there. Like, you know what I mean? They could spearhead the trade of the third for something else. But just in case they don't go down that road, like, this is what we might do. And like, you know what I mean? We might do a Knicks-ly behavior and come out with this trade. But like, I don't think that's going to happen.
I highly doubt it's gonna happen, and it better not happen.
No,
honestly, it better not happen. First of all, those two should be fired.
If it happens, to all you Knicks fans out there,
Stop talking to me like that.
you guys, you have to boycott. Do like what Los Angeles Clippers fans did. I mean, Los Angeles Lakers fans did.
Yeah,
It was
Boycott the Garden, man.
it was 20 people out there.
You need some
might have been
kind of
15.
you need some kind of uproar.
Listen, you can get more people to boycott Kif than they did at the Lakers joint. All right,
right. That is true. Listen, those fans over there, man. Oh my God.
Cut it out.
Cut it out, please.
Cut it out, bro.
My uncle had Kobe. My dad had LeBron.
Yeah, it's nuts.
But seriously, New York Knicks, don't be stupid, right? Don't be stupid. There's no problem with drafting the RJ Barrett, 6'7", 200-pound guard wing, small forward, 2 guard. He can be a solid. I understand why they may have reservations, because if they do get KD and they do get Kyrie, maybe he doesn't fit within the system. And
It's perfect for a trade though. It's perfect for a trade now, because now you swing him with the Zion thing.
I like that AD trade.
And you know, you kind of get that storyline over
Reuniting.
there. You have a chance to impress the brow to New York media and frenzy, and the opportunity for him to win, because like it or not, I don't care what y'all say, he's a career loser.
Who?
AD. He's never
So you don't fault him for the teams that he's had?
He's had some players that nobody really gave him credit for playing, but he'll play better outside the system with him. He played with Black Jesus. He played with Rondo.
Yeah, why you like Drew Holiday so much?
I don't know. He's so smooth. He's smooth.
Mediocre to me, though.
He's
like Drew Holiday. I don't get it.
I like him.
He's okay.
He's a two wing. He's a two wing.
He is.
He's a two-way
guard.
He's a two-way small guard. But
is he better than somebody like Oladipo? Because somebody asked me that the other day, and I thought they were disrespectful. Oladipo's better.
I'll tell you one thing.
They might be on the same.
I'll take him over Kyle Lowry right now.
Facts.
Oh, I take him over Kyle Lowry.
But he's not far off that tier. The Kyle Lowry, the Mike Conleys. He's not far from that. You know what I'm saying?
That's right around his tier, yeah.
AD played with Julius Randle. He played with some decent players, but he never really put a campaign together where you say he's a staple in the West. I don't care how
or
tough
even
the
when he
competition
does,
is.
he ends up getting hurt.
Yeah. So like he has a lot to prove, just like the Knicks got a lot to prove with trading for him.
True.
So it's like a good marriage.
That's true.
But you know, being New York, you end up with Lance Thomas, Carmelo, and Patrick Beverly or something like that.
The Knicks better not end up with no Chris Middleton and who else is the
Jimmy Butler.
No, oh Lord. Well, you said before Jimmy Butler and Kemba Walker would be a fail for New York, right?
Yeah, definitely. They need
and if
a
they trade for
superstar.
AD,
They need a superstar.
If they sign Jimmy, they sign Kemba and trade for AD. They don't get KD.
AD gets hurt.
How you wishing hurt upon a man?
It's the rotten apple, man. It's gonna happen.
I was seeing on my TV breaking news. Lance Thomas. Lance Thomas for Chandler Parsons. Like, yo, what?
Oh, man.
It's the Knicks, man. The Knicks, this is what they do. They are the retirement home of the NBA.
It'll be Nick-like
AD
for
will
them.
get that bag and get hurt, and we'll have a whole Tyson Chandler situation.
It'll be Nick-like to give a max contract to DeMarcus Cousins right now.
Listen, the Knicks gotta relax. They lucky they didn't end up with a Zion Williams because they either be confused on what to do with him, or it'll be bad luck that
they even got him, right?
No, he just doesn't pan out the what he's supposed to be.
Because Knicks love to spoil their draft picks and they don't pan out. We know that.
True.
That's very Nick-like.
Or get him away and then they end up winning championships elsewhere, like Channing Frye, Daily Lee.
Oh, Lord.
Don't go there, all right? All right?
Y'all always get rid of guys and they go elsewhere and win championships.
True.
Listen, y'all can say what y'all want. To be honest with you, everybody's putting this crown on Zion. I'm a little on the fence with what I see so far.
On the fence? You don't think he's gonna be a threat in the NBA? You don't think he's gonna take the league by storm and some have it?
I see superstar in his future.
All right, so it's a comparative of what they've been saying so far. You're hearing
Charles Barkley,
LJ, Charles Barkley,
Larry Johnson 2.0 for me personally.
I like that comp. You don't see that, Reem? What you see?
I see a little hate in your eyes, man, for the prospect.
It's not hate. It's just, body shape, skill-wise. I kind of see a little Rodney Rogers in it.
Oh my God.
Rodney Rogers?
Listen, man.
Come on, man.
Listen, stocky.
Rodney Rogers.
Stocky, not 3, not 4. Really athletic. Don't want to take a charge type of dude,
Rodney Rogers.
Let's talk sports TV. Come check for me, man. I'm just saying, bro.
That's a hot take for real.
That's very disrespectful, Reem.
Is it really, though? Is it really?
Listen, if I'm Zion, I'm supposed to be the next
You're the number one
now.
pick.
He's one of the most
phenom, the next LeBron, quote unquote, or whatever the hell they call.
But he's a man child.
He is.
Amari
was a man child.
He's not a 3. He's not a 4. He jumps out the building. What else?
He's a 4 though.
He's 280 pounds.
80 pounds. He is. He was 6'7". He's stocky. He's short and stocky. He's like a short, thick dude, kind of.
KD would drop 80 on him.
He will, but he should be guarding KD. I mean, he should be guarding KD.
He's a 3-4.
But if with the right point guard, feeding him the rock, pick and roll options, rolling to the rim, being Amari 2.0 kind of.
Oh, he has to jump with the likes of 7'2", 7 foot every night.
Listen, you know how I feel. I feel like if PJ Tucker could play the power forward position in the NBA, then Zion.
But PJ Tucker stays out at the perimeter. Zion can't shoot yet.
True. Well, he's got to earn that. Well, he's not going to be as effective.
He's not that bad. He's all right,
bro. He's shooting at the NCAA level.
He's acceptable.
That's a mid-range in the NBA.
At least he's taking a shot. We can't say the same for Ben Simmons.
Listen, the college 3 is the same distance in the YMCA. I'm just saying.
Could be.
I would say keep that same energy for next season.
Come see me.
Keep that same
episode
energy.
120.
I think otherwise of the young bull.
You're gonna see, man. It's definitely gonna be
we shall
interesting to find out. What's good, Above the Rim family? Think you know fantasy basketball? You can win money on FanDuel tonight and all through the NBA playoffs. There's only a couple weeks left in the season, family, so don't miss out on your last chance to have some fun and win some money. Draft your fantasy basketball team for tonight's playoff action. It's quick, it's easy, and you can win huge cash prizes. Sign up for FanDuel using promo code LINEUPS and get a $5 bonus with your first deposit. Just visit FanDuel.com or download the FanDuel app, then draft your NBA playoffs team and play for cash. Make sure you use promo code LINEUPS when signing up. Trust me, family, it's worth your while. Yeah, so let's get into the NBA Finals, fellas, because that's what we're here for. We're here for the NBA Finals. We're here to do it big. The Finals are now tied up 1-1 after the Warriors came into the 6 and deflated the Raptors in a convincing fashion. They went on an 18-0 run to start the second half in game 2, and they pretty much never looked back from there. Iggy hit a game-clinching 3, as the Raptors made plenty of mental mistakes in that game, I would say. And Kawhi had a solid game, played pretty well. Siakam came back down to earth a little bit. He had 12 points or something like that, a little bit more. Too often, I saw too much Fred VanVleet in this series. A lot of Van Vliet. I mean, he's playing well, averaging 16 points per game in this series. He's been playing solid. But let's get into our takeaways from these first 2 games as a whole. Not too many overreactions, just takeaways. And to me, I'm going to have to go, well, not really going out on a limb. I'm going to have to get some credit right here because I know, family, it's a lot coming from me. But I got to give credit to Draymond Green. Draymond Green. Everyone knows I'm not the biggest fan of his. He's not one of my favorite players in the league at all, by a long shot. I do feel like he is his game is accentuated with the shooters that he has around him, but I gotta give him some love. He's been playing phenomenal in this series, and phenomenal, I feel like, in the playoffs as a whole, especially in the last 2 series of the whole. In the finals right now, he's averaging 13, 10, and 9, damn near a triple-double. And I feel like he has been the most important player for the Golden State Warriors in this series, and his versatility in his game, his playmaking ability, his ability to put pressure on the defense and transition, his ability to not necessarily spread the floor, but spread the floor in transition, meaning that while he's running on the court, all of the shooters are spacing out to the 3-point line. It allows him to get a free lane and a free easy drive to the rim, or if they do double on his drive to the lane, he can easily pass out to a shooter, something that Draymond Green does exceptionally well. But I got to give him some love because he is the one piece that I'm noticing that the Raptors really cannot handle right now in transition. And he's opening up the floor for everybody else without any KD. He's taking his game to another level. And to me right now, I feel like he is the Golden State Warriors MVP in this finals right now. I think he's been the most important player. So, Damo, I'm going to start with you. I know this is high praise for me for Draymond Green. I feel like it's ridiculous right now that I'm giving him this much praise. But I got to give credit where credit is due when I see something. So, Damo, how do you feel about, or I should say, takeaways thus far from this series, the finals so far?
Well, I just got to applaud you for finally, acknowledging Draymond Green.
For the series, yes.
For me personally, he is the MVP, the finals MVP thus far. The guy's almost had...
No, Reem?
He's almost averaging a triple-double in these finals.
13, 10, and 9. Yeah, damn near.
Other takeaways, Marcus Saul is looking kind of sus to me.
I'm going to talk about Marcus Saul in a minute.
Van Vliet is playing out of his mind. He's looking like he want that starting position. I mean, he's the only guy that's helping Kawhi out. They're not getting any other help out there.
And Van Vliet, he's been impressive.
Another takeaway for me is I really admire the way Steve Kerr coaches his team. Because I feel like he just, he could point out somewhere on the bench and be like, you know what, I'm putting you in the game. I need you to be productive. And his players, they always respond. Whether it be from Kevon Looney, Livingston, McKinney, Cook. Even when you go back, in the beginning when they first started winning, you had players like Barbosa and Spates. This is a championship DNA. These guys, he has his guys ready to step up. They're going through injuries right now, and nobody can capitalize on it because they got that championship DNA. They're like a well-oiled engine right now.
Oh, they are. We know that.
Which is why I feel like it's over. I don't see the series.
Well, hold on, don't go there yet. We gonna get there, but damn. Reem, what about you? Takeaways from the series this far. Reem is shaking his head over here, boy. Y'all should see this man.
I'm so disgusted. I hope y'all hear. I'm about to drink a cup of goddamn Jack because these dudes talking crazy.
They've been there 5 straight times.
Well, why? Well,
5 straight times on the verge of a 3-peat.
Let me hear.
Remember that.
First off, game 1 they struggle. They're gonna say, "Oh, we were off XYZ amount of time," and they got smoked from the jump.
The Warriors.
Yes. Right? Game 2, it was close until the half, and then they had a meltdown.
Raptors were up, actually, about a halftime.
Yeah, but then in the third quarter, they had a meltdown.
Yep.
They had the 18-0 run. Fourth quarter, it was still a close game.
It was.
All right? They went to the box and won, and they just couldn't capitalize. They couldn't hit a shot.
Like I just said.
So, but let me get you.
Championship DNA.
It's not really a matter of the championship DNA because they didn't whitewash them.
Yeah, they didn't execute better than the defense. They
didn't execute anything on the 1-4 because nobody else stepped up. They turned the ball over and they missed a lot of shots in between it. Clay did go down. Granted, I get that part, but it's not like they stepped on no necks. They didn't make me feel as though
You know what I feel
I
like.
mean, the Warriors didn't like.
They
take the
didn't
bull
make
by
they didn't
horns.
make me feel like, whoa, we're the Warriors. They not in our league. It's not happening because they still couldn't stop Kawhi.
That's a solid point.
Chubbs played like Chubbs.
10-5 for the series.
But
Not going to get it done.
Gasol played bad, but he killed in game one. So we only see a handful of games so far. So it's not like we don't know what they expect from him from the next game. You know what I'm saying? Because Steph plays a certain way in the first game, and then the second game, he didn't play good in the second half. So it's not like anybody murdered anybody.
But see, the thing is that the Raptors don't have anybody else you could rely on that comes in and gives you that deflating.
It doesn't matter,
no,
though.
Hold on, that deflating kind of play. You see when Clay went down, who came in and hit 2 straight threes back to back? Quinn Cook.
But his threes are not deflating,
all
though.
right.
But
Quinn Cook gave you 3.
That was the game.
Quinn
right
Cook,
there.
like miracle threes.
Quinn Cook gave you 3 back to back. Van Vliet gave you 2 right after that, and then the game was still in hand. If it wasn't for Andre Iguodala that went 1 for the last 14 to hit that
Before
shot,
he hit that last shot.
that was it was a good shot. They should have fouled
My thing is,
prior to that.
who's gonna be that guy for the Raptors?
How not? Danny Green
Well,
just
they
hit
have
one right
they
before
have to do
that.
it by committee, though. They have to do it by committee. And first of all, Siakam is supposed to be that guy right now. But according to this season, Siakam is supposed to be that guy. But we all know that you can't fully rely on Siakam in these
Not
moments.
yet.
'cause
He's
his
a young guy.
He's a young guy, which I'm not faulting him for, so that's fine. To me, who should be stepping up
Chubbs.
is Kyle Lowry.
Chubbs.
He should be
Well,
stepping up.
Chubbs.
Come
He,
on.
but you know damn well we cannot expect Mr. Decompress.
No. Let
to
me
give you.
let
he
me
just-
shoot him
he
some
played
bail.
well last series.
I'm shooting some bail for game 1. He did not have statistically the points, but
he played well.
He still played
Yes.
well. He was a floor general. He took
He
a
was.
lot of charges.
Yes.
He took control of the ball in one of the tough spots.
Very good
But what he
defense.
has to do is stay out of foul trouble. It's stupid decisions he's making.
I agree.
Stupid decision. But on the other side of the
Get to the
ball,
Use that body.
Siakam had a great.
He doesn't use his body well,
doesn't.
man. I
he's-
don't understand.
but he's a very
he'll
small
use it
guy.
in spurts.
He's a
but
really
still,
small
you
guy.
can still use your body to push out a little bit. You see how Steph
He'll
Curry
use it in spurts, though.
You see how Steph Curry stops suddenly after
But
a pick,
they don't
after
have
a curve.
they don't have the same skill set though.
Agreed, true.
They don't
true,
have the
true.
same
But he
skill
can
set.
do that on the way
He's
to the
a
rim.
big
Like he can
dude,
stop
though.
for a
He's
floater.
not little. He's a chubby dude.
He lost a lot of weight. I'm gonna shoot him some bail. He made poor decisions in game 2, but game 1 he played really good besides
He
the
did.
point factor. And he hit a big deep shot in game 2.
He
In
did.
game 1.
He did down the stretch.
But see, the difference is statistic wise, like Draymond, he won't wow you with the numbers, but it's solid all around. Kyle Lowry's doing it in the minor, the minor.
He's doing it in the minor categories, and I feel like his impact is still felt throughout the
Yeah,
game,
I
though,
feel
because he
it.
does make.
I feel it.
I call him like he makes winning plays. Like
Like you need him in the last 3 minutes of the game. He
yes,
has
and
to be
he doesn't,
present,
and he doesn't need
and
to be
he's
in foul
fouled out.
trouble.
And that's the problem right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
That
and
is the problem.
because to me, like the finals is like a game of inches. Like it's nip and tuck throughout the NBA finals. So any little incremental win that you can get anyway, you have to capitalize and taking advantage of it. And to me, I felt like the difference between game 1 and game 2 is Marc Gasol. And I think to me, Marc Gasol is the problem right now for the Raptors. The problem and the positive for the
Can't say the
Raptors.
problem.
No, the problem and the positive. I feel
Okay,
like
all right.
game 1, he was the positive.
He was all right,
He
yeah.
was 20-7 in game 1. Look, they won handsomely in game 1. Game 2, he had a bad game. 6 points, took only 7 shots. He averaging 13-6 for the series. But to me, I've been saying that Marc Gasol has to be the biggest man on the floor in
He
this
needs to
series
be-
in order for the Raptors to win. I feel like, he's gotta outplay DeMarcus Cousins, Looney, Bogut, Bell, whoever the hell the Warriors put out at that center spot. Marc Gasol needs to be a versatile big man, meaning playing big inside the middle, and then also being able to step out and hit that 3 when they leave you open.
I think
Has to.
the problem with Toronto is they need to stay within themselves. They win a lot of ISO ball in the second half with
Like Kawhi ISOs?
Yeah, Kawhi was he got a little tired.
He can do that though.
No, but he was limping. Like run the system plays because he could always get his.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you need like confidence of a Van Fleet, of a Lowry, just to hit a few shots to get you through the mud, because they had the 18-0 run.
Mhm.
Then nobody really put any type of stamp in the game during that 18-0 run.
Yeah.
That's one pocket. And then towards the end of the game, when they went for the box and one, they really didn't get much. Where they could have gained ground in those two spots. And they only lost by what, 4?
Yeah, only by 4. I'm 4 or 5 or something like that. I mean, when they went to that boxing one, they should have been a little bit more smarter. Because I said before, they shouldn't have helped off of Iguodala. They helped off of Sean Livingston. I mean, excuse me, they helped off of Iguodala instead of Sean Livingston,
But
which they should have.
analytically, the way that the series has been going, that was the proper double off.
Yeah.
Because he's been shooting really bad. And it was a bad shot.
I'm giving Livingston a shot.
Yes, but it was a bad shot because it was still 6 seconds left if he did miss.
He was wide open.
He is an NBA player.
When's the last time you been that wide open? Like, he could read a book.
Yeah, I think my moms could hit that one.
Yo, like, come on, man.
Somewhere.
Come on, man. Like, in NBA Finals, like, come on, man. So, I'm glad we were talking about Kawhi right here because Kawhi has been getting a lot of publicity right now. He's been getting and a lot of high praise in the NBA right now. Extremely high praise. A lot of people have been calling him Jordan-esque in this playoffs right now with his mid-range game, his ability to put the ball on the floor, and what he's been showcasing in this postseason. And a lot of people, you know, it's a little bit of Roy Jones. Y'all must have forgot, you know, a little bit of that. You know, Kawhi has been reminding people a little bit. So do you fellas, so with all the praise that he's been getting right now, I feel like it's warranted. I don't have any problems with it. So Dom, I'm gonna start with you first. Do you feel like it's too much praise that Kawhi's been getting in this postseason? Jordan-esque praise?
I'll put it to you like this. When I first heard it, I was like, man, this is blasphemous. This is crazy.
So it was a little disrespectful.
You know, it's a little disrespectful. But now, you know, as he got the Raptors to the finals, and you know, I'm just watching him more and more, and I'm just like, yo, this guy, he's the real deal. I didn't even have him in my top 5 before. I got him in the top 3 best players now. KD, Bron, Kawhi.
I can agree. That's my top 3 as well.
If you look back at, you know, great players in the NBA, right? They slice you and dice you in every kind of aspect of the game, like surgical with it. He picks his spots. He has great footwork. He could pass out of the double teams. He just makes the right play every time. And he takes his time and he doesn't talk trash at all, which I love. He lets his game talk for itself.
I don't like that. I want him to speak a little trash, man.
But as for him being Jordan-esque, I gotta pump the brakes just a little bit. Just a little bit. Pump the brakes first. You know, they're saying Jordan-esque and he's better than Kobe. Pump the brakes, man. This guy, this is what, like, he's 2 years now that he's been, you know, he got hurt when he played against the Dubs that year. He was like, okay, this dude is the real deal. Then he came back and show and prove this year. Let's see if we can do another, you know, 5, 6, 7 years if he's still the same Kawhi. I pump the brakes on the Jordan-esque talk right now.
Reem, what about you? Praise for Kawhi.
Listen. Max Kellerman, I hate you. Skip Bayless, I hate you.
They started this trend.
Y'all went too far, man. Like, Kawhi's a great player. Granted, like, you know, his skill set is, he homes what he's great in. He doesn't try to overextend himself to do things he's really not. If I look at Kawhi, there's a lot of holes still left in his game. So I'm not going to put him in that Jordan-esque role. He's still really bad at.
I don't know though.
I don't know.
Let me explain. He's really bad at receiving the doubles and passing out the doubles.
I don't think so.
Last game, they doubled him hard, hedged hard. He stepped on the line a couple times. He threw the ball away a couple times. His passes are pretty late.
I feel like it's a little clunky. Like some of his passes can be a little
It's a little erratic at times.
Like as an NBA player, you hit a man in the pocket. Hitting him in the pocket for a shot is very key. If the ball bounces wrong, the rotation is wrong, it messes up a lot. True. So he's not really good at a lot of that stuff. My thing is he's developed to be a great one-on-one player. and he hits timely key baskets.
Yes.
But I don't know if I'm ready to take him over Steph Curry, where we say, all right, we don't have KD. KD is the best player in the NBA. This is like optional, whatever, however you feel about that LeBron KD. But there's no KD. We sweep Portland after they killed OKC with Steph Curry. No disrespect to Damo, but you know what I'm saying? Like, the dude is balling, and we just gonna forget that because Kawhi's he's playing decent in the East.
See, I'm not forgetting it though. I'm just giving Kawhi kudos from what I see because
It's a great run.
I don't really see much holes in his game, like you were saying. I mean, I can see he can be better in some areas.
We
but to me,
talking
that's not really a hole.
Jordan-esque.
All right.
Jordan-esque.
Well, I'm not calling him Jordan-esque. Like, to me, he's not in Jordan's level yet. To me, no.
He's
Hell
not
no.
even in Kobe's level right now. Absolutely not.
I would say he's knocking on the door.
I don't know.
Listen,
right
Kobe did it for a certain stretch amount of time.
He did, but Kobe was also inefficient as well. Kawhi's efficiency is something that
To be a
propels
great
him.
player, to be the go-to great player, you will be inefficient at times.
True,
Kawhi
true.
struggled in the fourth quarter last night.
Well, last night, yeah,
He
in
struggled.
in game
But
2, he struggled in the fourth
nobody would ever highlight that because they're on the train right now.
Well, I mean, I know for sure that he struggled down the stretch in the fourth quarter because you saw how they switched Draymond on him, and he did struggle to get those one-on-one
Listen,
buckets.
as
He
a
did.
great player, you'll have your ups and your downs. You'll have to take your cheers along with the nicks on your chin as well.
I'm not faulting him though because he is trying to take it. You get what I'm saying? He's not shying away from the moment as
No.
like a Giannis did in this series against
But
Raptors.
I don't.
He
But, see,
shied
but
away.
that's another thing.
Kawhi,
With Giannis, I don't think Giannis shied away.
I think so.
Giannis' skill set was limited to a certain point. He's not.
I don't care though. I don't care. You're the MVP of the league. I
No,
don't
no,
care.
no.
You
All right.
impose your will with your skill set. That's why you're there.
You
It's
can't-
not what an MVP does.
No.
Even though Steph is not hitting any shots, is he not still imposing his will on
But
the
we
game?
can't say that.
He's
'cause
still
we
running
can't-
around
But we
screens.
cannot say that because what happened to the MVP status of a Harden last year?
He still imposed his will on the game. He just
How?
didn't get
Y'all
it.
say- y'all say
he just
he
didn't
got-
get
he
it
got
done.
lost.
No, he just didn't get it done in a crucial moment.
They said he got lost last year. Did they not?
Last year,
In
I
the
don't think
in
so.
the biggest moment.
That's
they said
Max
they
Kellerman talk, man. I don't
feel like he
think so.
shrunk last year. I
Not
just
saying
feel
he
like he
shrunk,
didn't
but
have
at the-
enough.
he
This
didn't-
year,
he didn't bring them to-
This year, he didn't bring it when the Rockets needed him the most in those crucial moments of Game 6. This year was more about the moments. Last year, I just felt like he was overmatched more so.
My thing is, like, let these dudes develop to what they gotta develop to, and then we could when we get a bigger stretch of a performance throughout a career, then let's compare to the Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
Okay, I mean that's fair. I feel like that's fair.
Kawhi, he was out last year. Well, he played a couple games and he decided
Like 9 games,
Yeah,
something like that.
like you know what I'm saying, let's let him get
I
there
agree. Okay.
because we seen dudes like Jonathan Simmons. Oh, this guy is amazing, and then he got traded, and now where is he?
That's true. I mean, I'm in agreement. I feel like we're all in agreement with the pump the brakes a little bit on the Jordan shit right now. The
And
Jordan gotta calm down.
not yet.
But I do love
Top five.
I love Kawhi's ascension right now. I got him as top 3 with with Damo. I got him as top 3. To me, two-way player, he's top 3 because
Forget two-way.
which means no,
top-
that's important to me because he is
top
taking the
player.
challenge to lock down. Listen, Steph shies away from guarding the best opposing player. That's a factor for me. I don't care what you say. I give Harden more credit than Steph Curry on defense.
So you put Harden before Kawhi?
Harden before Kawhi? No, Kawhi over Harden for me.
You could legit build a team around Kawhi. Like
You could build around both, though.
I never used to think like that until now. I could see it. You put another superstar with Kawhi, that's very dangerous.
He needs a better number 2
See,
That's
now.
dangerous.
and he's
Him
still
with
getting to the
another-
finals without a great number
Exactly.
2.
I don't know if Kawhi can share that with another superstar.
Why not?
I think so.
He did it
Kawhi
with
would let
Tim
somebody
Duncan.
eat.
Tim Duncan was not a superstar when he got there. He was aging.
He was
Tim Duncan was
getting
still-
towards the downside of his career.
he was past the peak.
So you don't think Kawhi will let somebody else eat like another star?
Sometimes people are known to shrink
I don't look at Kawhi like a selfish dude like that.
But it's the same thing I said with Harden. He could play in any system. We already seen him not being the main guy and how much of a factor he was.
But he was young.
So you
though.
pair him with another superstar?
But he was young at that point in time.
He already got a ring. So what more does he have to prove? I think he would be willing to. If somebody wants to come in, if somebody wants to come in and shine as the main guy,
not necessarily defer, but I think he'll be willing to share. Not defer.
He's got
share.
a chip and he's got a Finals MVP. He ain't got nothing else to prove.
It's hard though.
He basically working on his legacy.
You brought up before when we were talking off air about like you feel like if Kawhi leaves, it'll be cold blooded.
Oh, that'd be monstrous, man. Jesus.
So you think right now if he leaves, it's cold blooded?
Listen, if he leaves, whether they win or not, right now, like to me, that's like spitting in the whole country's face.
Damn.
Like they got free eating for him, free travel, whatever he want to do.
King of the North billboard up too. I've been seeing that.
They rolled
King
out,
of the North.
Forget the red carpet. They put the gold and white carpet out for this dude, bro.
They did. Drake has been heavy on the Kawhi train with the promotion. They've been doing it.
I feel like Drake is bad luck. Kawhi run. Get out of there.
Matter of fact, I didn't get to talk to you about how we feeling about Drake in this series, the Drake antics that's been going on, or how the NBA has been trying to calm down the Drake shit in this series.
I like it.
I kind of like it.
I like it.
You know?
Yo, I low key
Did you see what Katie and Clay was clowning him after the game?
Well, he said Aubrey. I see. I mean, see, I don't have a problem with it. I don't like that how the NBA try to calm him down though. Let son live. Let him live on the sidelines. Let him give him massages to Nick Nurse, whatever nonsense he want to do. It's funny to me.
To me, it presents more of a like a rucker feel. Like,
it's like an entertainment factor.
Yeah. Like when it was Terror Squad versus Rockefeller, like that aspect of it.
You know what people were bringing up to, which I agree with. He's got to start traveling.
Oh, yeah.
If Drake wants to be the damn ambassador or super fan or whatever, he got to travel with the squad. Go to the Bay Area. Get that same seat. You know somebody will give up that seat or they kick somebody out of that seat for him to come there. Go support your squad because you know what? He does the trash talking for the Raptors because they have no trash talking dudes on that squad.
But you know what?
Go kick it with E40.
You know, I like his whole antics. I
like it.
I like all of that. But I kind of question him a little bit. Like, are you really
Fake
a fan? Because
I knew you was
where was he a couple of years ago? He be in Miami, or he's in.
He did. He has a Steph Curry and a KD tattoo.
Oh my gosh! How are you a fan? And you got the people's.
The opposing players' numbers.
I don't know what he got tattooed.
It's a dope storyline though. Like to me, it's dope. Like you know what I mean? Like yo, you a super fan of me, but you gonna go against me because it's your country. Like it's not a state, it's not a town, it's a country.
It is a country, a whole damn country.
That's dope to me.
Listen, I'm good with it, man. And while we're on the subject, let's talk about crowds in the NBA. Top 3 crowds in the NBA. Because I gotta give Jurassic Park, the Raptors fans, I gotta give them some love because they've been showing out for their teams, and you gotta give some love. So to me, top 3, I think the Raptors are a top 3 crowd in the league, and my top 3 is I got the Blazers, I got the Warriors, and I got the Raptors. And I might put the Raptors ahead of the Warriors, to be honest, because I really messed with that. I really bang with that Scotia Bank, whatever the hell that is, Jurassic Park crowd.
Yeah.
I really bang with them. So I got to give the Blazers, Raptors, and Warriors my top 3 crowds, home court advantages in the league.
Well, since that's your top 3, I'm just going to name 3 others.
Okay.
Well,
wait, do you agree with that top 3?
I agree
Okay.
with it. But of course, the Roracle was they're like one of the loudest. They're one of the loudest arenas.
The little fake crowd noise they put in there.
I gotta go. I'm gonna go with my team, OKC. It gets loud up in there.
Over one of those 3?
They could compete with them. They can compete.
Yeah, they can compete.
They could compete with them, and then,
they do have a college atmosphere. Yeah,
I'll give it to them, and then I'll go with the Utah Jazz.
You know what? They were creeping up in my top 3.
They get.
I just hate those kind of fans.
Yeah. But they're very supportive though, and they get loud.
They are.
But those kind of fans, I don't like them. But they get loud.
They do. I'm not gonna lie. I do like the Utah Jazz fans. Is there any others that we missing? Top.
TD Garden.
Celtics. Yeah,
Boston,
they're solid.
What
I like Philly too.
Philly is dope.
Philly got a solid crowd.
I like Philly's crowd.
They solid.
We haven't heard it in a long time, but
Okay.
when winning is in the Garden,
Oh yeah, it's nothing like
Oh.
it.
the
It's nothing
Garden
like
gets
it.
crazy.
Yes.
It's nothing like it.
Crazy.
Great, yo, crazy.
I
though.
remember I was there, Linsanity, that game when he had 37 points
Listen.
on the Lakers.
Listen.
It was crazy.
No,
in there.
it gets crazy in the Garden.
I remember when Melo hit that game winner over
The
Lou
Bulls?
El Dang.
Yeah.
That was retarded, bro.
Oh, when he had that little 62-point game that he had.
yeah,
also.
it was crazy. See,
Yeah.
all right, but I think the best.
Mellow tangent.
No, I think
okay,
the
okay.
best is probably out there in Toronto though,
That's what I'm saying.
because they get crazy and then like you know how crazy it is to walk outside to a victory there and be more fans outside.
Yeah.
The streets.
they have concerts outside of the arena.
Did you see Van Fleet trying to get home?
Yes. And I saw they have like 3 or 4 different Jurassic Park locations or whatever, and it's like 10,000 fans in each
Well,
location.
Toronto in itself is a dope city, so
Yeah.
I wish I could go out there.
Yeah, I gotta take a trip out there.
I'm
trip out
banned.
there to Toronto. I like my man Rory, man. He's got
I'll see y'all in 7 years.
no global entry for Reem. no global entry. So before we move on to the crossover segment, predictions in these series, fellas. Because now it's 1-1, so we got an even series right now. It's going over to the big games 3 and game 4. I'm gonna start off here. I said Raptors in 7 in the beginning.
Yo, cheers, man. Cheers, bro. Cheers,
I
man.
said Raptors in 7 in the beginning. I gotta keep that same energy. I'm keeping Raptors in 7, dog. I'm not wavering. I know KD's gonna come back game 4. I'm hoping he's a little not hobbled, but he's not 100%. You know, a 70% KD. Because if it's 100% KD, it's a damn wrap. If it's 100% KD, that man is too good, too smooth, too big, too skilled. You know, so KD, I feel like it's gonna be 60-70% KD. So I'm gonna go Raptors in 7 for me. Damo, what about you, brother?
you know, I was with you. You know, I was with the whole game 7. I was on that train. But I mean, these guys, they've been to 5 straight finals, dude. I mean, it's
I
like
know, man. I
there's
know.
5 straight. This doesn't just happen. You know, they know how to win.
They do.
They have people ready to step up, and
Ready
Coach
to
Kerr will make the adjustments.
Warriors in 6?
How is the format? Is it
It's
still
still-
2-3-2? Or is it
Nah, they went back to the normal.
They went back to the
2-3,
normal?
1-1-1. Yeah. So game 6 is gonna be in Golden State. You're going Warriors in 6, I feel like.
I don't, and especially if KD comes back, I don't think the Raptors win another game.
Oh, wow. 5.
I think it's over in 5, man.
Reed, what about you, brother?
5. See you looking at me.
5. Wow.
I see you looking at me, Reem. The Royal, they going back to the Roracle.
5.
If you could see
That's 2 games, and then KD comes back. It's over.
In game 4, probably.
It's over.
If you guys could see the visual disdain in my heart right now.
Please, I wish y'all could see it.
Oh my God.
Raptors should have won yesterday.
Listen,
Well, they needed to.
I already said what I said with the whole. I don't see them going 18-0 runs again.
Mm.
I'm gonna go Toronto in 6.
Oh, in 6.
6.
Ooh.
We have seen.
Talk about it.
We have seen a hobble Klay Thompson. We have seen a hobble Iguodala. Your man Cousins, he looks like a lumbering guy. And I don't know, man. I'm gonna go 6. Barbecue chicken for real.
It's gonna cut off.
For real. But I'm just saying, bro.
I think Boogie Cousins got his confidence back after last game.
I don't think so.
I think he got a little bit of confidence.
And
He
that's
got a
all.
little bit
That's
of
all you
confidence.
need.
It hurts me to
That's
see him
all
run.
you need, though.
It hurts me to see him run.
He doesn't have
ball.
to play the whole game.
Nah, we
You
gonna
just
see.
need a good 15 minutes from him.
I mean, he needs
He
to give
played
a solid 15 to
28
20.
last game. There's no Looney no more.
No Looney.
Oh, it's
With his
that too.
broken
Look at that.
collarbone,
Yeah,
no Looney.
Looney's
So
done.
it-
So that's
Bogey's
more
gotta play
time.
big
Bogut played
minutes.
8 minutes last game. He went 3 for 3. You gonna have to. He's gonna have to guard somebody now.
That's where Marcus All comes into play. If
Adjust-
Marcus All plays like Marcus All,
plays like
Yes.
he plays
I think
on
the Raptors
Grizzlies.
will
No. Forget
Yeah.
Marcus Gasol. You pick and roll the hell out of those two big dummies.
yes, but they have to have a pick and roll attacker.
They have, but listen, they have to use it. They have to utilize it this time. They let him off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to go 1-on-1 with Gasol against Cousins. Pick and roll him to death. Make him
They
use
should
them little feet.
Allow
they don't
Gasol
work.
to step out.
They don't work. Go at him.
I agree.
Just saying. Yo,
I don't
Raptors in
have.
six,
I don't
man.
have faith.
Raptors is 7, B.
I don't have faith in the role players. I don't. Sorry.
Raptors, man, I need y'all
the
to
only
pull this
guy I
out,
got
man.
faith in right now is my man Van Vliet.
Van Vliet.
Van Vliet. Look at
Van-
the name. The name don't even sound attractive.
Listen,
It doesn't even sound like, oh,
Van Vliet.
I gotta watch out for Van Vliet.
I cannot
and he's balling.
Yeah,
And he's balling. He is. Credit out to Van Vliet, man.
100%. Van Vliet. So fellas, you know what time it is, man. It's time for the crossover segment.
Not a game. We talking about practice.
Crossover segment, fellas. I got 2 good ones. Well, first, family. If for those of you who don't know, I'm sure you know, it's damn near 97 episodes right now. Y'all should know by now. Crossover segment. I'll be throwing out player comparisons from different eras. The fellas act as GM, and they tell me who they would take out of the 2 if they were building a team in their primes. I'm gonna start you off a quick one first. Then I got a nice one for y'all. In their primes. Both of these boys on the table, big boys. You taking a prime Jermaine O'Neal, or you taking a prime LaMarcus Aldridge in their prime? Building a squad for both these fellas. Damo, I'm gonna start with you. First, let me give you the career stats. My apologies. Jermaine O'Neal, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 46% from the floor, 6-time All-Star, 1-time Most Improved. LaMarcus Aldridge, 19 points per game, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 49% from the floor, and a 7-time All-Star. Damo, I'm gonna start with you. Both on the table. You taking J.O. or you taking LaMarcus Aldridge, brother?
Wow. That's a
Solid comp?
That's a solid one there. Because I like both players.
Me too.
I'm a huge fan of LaMarcus Aldridge. I've been a fan of him since Texas A&M. You know, I like his game. I love his back to the basket game. You know, I really wish he would have stayed in Portland. Him and Lillard could have been a nice tandem. And you know, while you was talking about it, I was like, oh, I'm going with LaMarcus Aldridge. But now that I think about it, man, I gotta go with J.O.
Tell me why.
Because a lot of the things that LaMarcus Aldridge does, J.O. could also do. He could shoot. I would say aside from stepping out to the 3-point line, J.O. had a nice back to the basket game. He was a little bully down low. He'll dunk on you. But the edge that I give J.O. over LaMarcus Aldridge is his defensive tenacity. If the offensive game is not going, he can affect the game.
Can impact the game defensively.
He can impact the game.
He's a great shot blocker.
A great shot blocker, and that's why I would take J.O. over Aldridge.
Okay.
I don't think Aldridge can impact the game that much on the defensive end as J.O. can.
Reem, about you, J.O., Marcus Aldridge. Who you got, dog?
This is easy, man, for me. Definitely a J.O. Man, it's hand down. The numbers factor is a little bit swayed career-wise, plus because of injury.
His numbers. Well, remember, he also didn't start in the beginning.
He came out of high school. So he was young, and then he got injured towards the tail end, and he was a role player. But in the prime, O'Neal was a dog. Like, you know, you was going to get the back to the basket play. He was a decent passer. He did that 16, 18-foot range. It developed. And he had more heart. I question the heart of LaMarcus Aldridge.
tell
Because
me why.
He had a decent situation in Portland where he was supposed to be the man.
Remember, he was chasing Tim Duncan.
Forget Tim Duncan. He had an opportunity to be the man in Portland. Great fans, great organization. He left following behind the pop system. It didn't work. he wasn't the alpha player that he thought he could be. I never really seen that from Jermaine O'Neal. You put him in a position where he was the guy, everything came around him. And then the players around him impacted great play off of his post play, etc. So I'm gonna go with O'Neal.
Listen, fellas.
And he was super athletic.
Listen, fellas. We got a damn trifecta tonight.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because I'm damn sure going with Jermaine O'Neal. To me personally, I've never been the hugest LaMarcus Aldridge fan for me personally, but I think he's exceptional. Like, I think his 16 to 18-foot jump shot is tremendous for a power forward. But Jermaine O'Neal, to me, if Jermaine O'Neal was playing right now, right, in this day and age with this system, I think he'll be an easily 25 and 10 guy. Like, easy right now, because to me, he wasn't like a beefy back to the basket type of player. He was still a smooth, sleek back to the basket type of player, type of big man. His 16 to 18-foot jump shot was also tremendous. You know, his pick and pop game was tremendous. Yeah. But also, when you think about Jermaine O'Neal, he also had two different type of careers. He had a different career in Portland. Then when he got to Indiana, he was the guy on those Indiana teams that went to the finals. One year they went to the finals, right? Or two? One year. Yeah, 1 year. So, but I was always a big fan of those Indiana Pacers team with Ron Artest, Steven Jackson, Jamal Tinsley, my dude, on that squad. So it's I gotta go with Jermaine O'Neal, me personally. I think in prime years, because Jermaine O'Neal didn't have a huge prime, in his prime, he was way better than LaMarcus Aldridge, to me personally. And I'm taking him any day out of the week, 2 times on Sunday. I'm taking Jermaine.
And before we get too far, he'd run up in that stands and help you out too.
How could we ever forget
he
that?
Damn sure would.
Just saying.
He damn sure would.
He knocked that fan out.
He damn sure would. Crossover segment right now, fellas. I got a big one for y'all here tonight. In their primes, both of these dudes on the table. Who are you taking? Are you taking a prime Tracy McGrady?
I knew it. I knew it was coming. I felt it.
Or a prime Carmelo Anthony?
Felt it.
I felt it.
You just couldn't help yourself. I felt it.
I couldn't help it.
I felt the energy.
I couldn't help it, because I need to settle this shit once and for all.
Man.
I need to hear it. So
I gotta break it down.
I need to hear this
without
broken
even
down.
being biased.
Without bias, let's go over the career stats. T-Mac, 19 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 43% from the floor, 7-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA first team, 2-time scoring champ, 1-time most improved. Melo, 24 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 44% from the floor, 10-time All-Star, 1-time scoring champ. Damo, I'm gonna probably start here with you, brother. We already know who you're gonna pick, but remember,
You already know.
we already know. But the family doesn't know who you would take in their prime, building a team. Prime T-Mac or prime Melo? Who you got, brother?
Listen, above the rim. If you don't know, now you know. My all-time favorite player is T-Mac, Tracy McGrady. The dude had insane handles. He's the one that started that pulling up from half court with the 3. He can pass, and he's sneaky. He's a sneaky good defender. Melo Reem, I need you to understand. Melo don't play no defense. What else are you getting? What can Melo do that T-Mac can't do? T-Mac can post up. He can score at will. Can play D and get the team involved. I'm going with T-Mac.
So you feel like it's T-Mac in the last?
And he's more athletic than Melo.
Okay. I'm gonna hear you out, and then I'm gonna chime
Putting
in.
injuries aside, if you
remember it's prime. There's no injuries here.
If
prime
we're talking
T-Mac,
about prime T-Mac,
prime
this
T-Mac,
dude,
prime
they
Melo.
was before they was talking about who's better between him and Kobe.
There was a question.
That was a literal debate at one time.
It was,
and people were calling T-Mac the second coming of MJ.
Oh God, you're going too far now. Yo,
Look it up.
Good
Look
night.
it up.
You done?
Look it up.
You done?
And look it up.
Are you done?
Look it up.
You going too far. All right.
Come on,
We already know who you going with. Let me know why.
We got time.
That way you went too far at the end, right?
We got time. Like yo, you had it and then like you just fell down the stairs with everything in your hand, bro.
I did the whole Kawhi Jordan thing.
You dropped the meal, you dropped the dessert, you dropped the drinks, you dropped everything.
Oh,
I'm gonna keep it real with you. All right, is it my turn?
Yes.
All right, let's keep it real.
Right?
Let's keep it real.
He played for the Knicks too. This was too late.
We forgot about that.
Oh damn!
All right,
the fossil.
All right, let's really keep it real. All right. If we talking prime, the same guy you mentioned, comparison, Kobe and all of this. Kobe said his hardest defender was a dude named Melo. He ain't saying
I don't know about that.
He said it,
You might
but
have to look that one up. If I remember correctly, he said Tracy McGrady.
I'll let you talk. It's my turn now. All right, so all right. Melo better scorer off the rip. Career wise. We're not even talking about barring injury. As soon as he walked in the NBA, it was 20 points and better.
Okay.
From the time he walked in, it wasn't it wasn't a learning curve.
That's
or none
about
of that.
all you got.
It wasn't a learning curve. None of that. From the time he walked into the NBA, it was playoffs. From the time he stepped in, T-Mac. Say what you want during his prime, how great he can be, or he was. Guess what? He never been out the first round. Ever.
True.
Never been out the first round. So he can put up as much double-doubles, triple-double, whatever you want to say.
That is true.
Guess what? He's a career loser. Career loser.
So if you two guys are building a team, do you feel
Hold on, let me finish.
Oh, you go.
Let me finish. Rebounding wise, Melo was a better rebounder. They were about to say.
Was he really?
They were about.
I
Yeah,
think Melo's a better rebounder.
Go
Yeah,
with
he
6 or
averaged
7.
He averaged 6 for his career. T-Mac averaged 5 for his career. So it's not crazy, but I would consider Melo a better rebounder. Because he's bigger.
At one point in time,
He's
he had the best second hop off the bounce.
Another thing
in the NBA. Let me finish. You had your turn. Well, with that being said, as a GM, I'd probably go with T-Mac.
Oh,
I respect
what?
it.
I probably would go to T-Mac.
What?
I respect it.
And then
you know better.
There's
Who? Listen, Melo has played with much more better talent than T-Mac.
I wouldn't say that.
Who is the second
I would
best?
not say that.
Who is the best player T-Mac has ever played with? Yao Ming?
He's played with Yao. He's
Yao
played
Ming was
with
better
Vince.
than anybody on the Knicks.
He's played
He
with.
didn't play with Vince that long, man.
Because he wasn't good enough. He wasn't good. He was there. He wasn't good enough.
I wouldn't say that.
He had to learn to be better.
So what,
Melo's played with Iverson.
are we
Agent
counting
Iverson.
that though?
Iverson was still putting up 20.
He did give you 20 that year.
plus.
He did give you 20. No, not 25. He gave you
Look
about
it up.
22,
He was 25 plus.
But his role was
He
he
definitely
didn't
gave
have
you
the
over
same
20.
role. He didn't have the same
Nah.
role. Melo was the first was the number one gun on that team.
Slack, man.
But see, I can't fault players for what's put around them. You get what I'm saying? I can only
What they
grade
produce,
them on
what they do.
I can grade them on what they produce and what they do with
What they
whatever's
have around them.
basically.
T-Max hasn't done anything.
True, but Melo hasn't really done much either.
He's
but
been to
except
the
for
West.
that one year in the Western
He
Conference
ran.
Finals, yes.
He kept running
One
into
year they went to
Kobe.
the second round with the Knicks. Yes.
been in the East.
Just every year he
The
ran
East
into
was
Kobe.
kind of weak.
Let me finish this. Every year he ran into Kobe, right? And they lost. They won the chip that year.
What,
The
Melo?
Lakers won the chip every time that Melo ran into them.
And you only ran into them once, though.
No. Hell
There
no.
was only one time. Wasn't
only
it the
once?
Western Conference
Yeah, it
Finals?
was only that one time with J.R. Smith and Kenyon. And
No,
Right.
that's when they lost them in the Western Conference. They played them. They played them proud of that.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
think so.
I don't know about that.
Because Melo,
Now, if you
Melo
look
kinda
at
peaked
Houston,
early.
If you look
Melo.
at Houston, they always lost to Dallas or San Antonio.
Who you talking about?
Houston when
T-Mac?
T-Mac was there.
When
yes.
you mean when
But
T-Mac
see-
lost to everybody? He
and-
lost to everybody.
Listen, and his supporting cast will always
Gotta be
be
hot,
injured
boy.
or he would be hurt.
But you see.
If they were healthy, him and Yao would have had 2 rings. We talking about legit 2 rings.
But
At
Yao-
least 1 ring. If they
I don't know if they would have had
had
rings,
they been
but
healthy,
I feel like they would have got deeper into the playoffs.
had they been healthy.
How you talking rings when you cannot get out the first round?
What about Melo?
He been out the first round.
But hold on. let me answer this question.
He got
first.
gold medals.
Because I'm shocked that you went with T-Mac. I don't even believe that shit right now. Do you believe this right now?
Yeah, but he
Do you
didn't
really?
let me get my reasons off though.
Oh, what? That you picking T-Mac?
Yeah. All right.
Oh, wait, so what's the reason?
T-Mac to me was a more versatile player at that size. You could play him at the 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't playing him at the 1, but I could play him.
But he can handle the
Yeah,
one.
he can handle the one.
because
Yes.
he can bring the ball
Yes.
up. He can run the offense. He was a decent post up player. He wasn't really the biggest because his stats. He was a little frail, but you could play him in a more diverse
I wouldn't
kind of
say-
situation.
I wouldn't say decent. He was pretty damn good in the post.
Oh boy,
in the post.
In the
he was
post.
decent. He was decent. You
He
could
had
was
moves.
decent. I would go
He had moves. Shook Kobe out his boots, doing behind the leg moves.
I'll go decent.
But that's a couple moments. But I'm saying consistently, like a dynamic post player, Zach Randolph or Melo, something like that. Like where the box is where they make their money at. That wasn't really him.
I'll give you.
But he can go down there if need be. He can handle the ball if need be, and he could run off a few pick and roll screens if need be. So you could play him at a more diverse. Who I'm gonna choose myself? I'm gonna choose a Melo. I mean, for my personal preference.
That's bias. That's the bias.
I'm saying, but if we talking business GM in his prime, I have to go with a T-Mac.
I hear y'all, but
Let's hear what
I can't
you got to
believe
say.
I'm disagreeing with y'all. I'm actually going Melo
Wow.
on this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going Melo on this because I feel like I understand T-Mac. What you guys saying? He's the more versatile. He's the more versatile of the two. I would say between Carmelo Anthony and Tracy McGrady. He's the more versatile out of the two. The more versatile player. The more versatile. I don't know if I could say scorer. Kinda, yes, because I feel like he could score in maybe a
This guy's a two-time scoring champ.
two-time
Yes.
scoring champ. Melo's a one-time scoring
This
champ.
is what he does.
But to
This is
me,
what he
if
do.
to
You
me,
can't say that. You're staring
What?
the
wait,
narrative.
hold on. You see the
And
difference
prime
between.
Tracy
Let me
McGrady?
tell you
Are we
the
talking
difference
about here?
between Melo and T-Mac is that I feel like you have to build around Melo a little bit more to have success than you would have to build around T-Mac to have success. I feel like because T-Mac can play the 1, 2, and 3, like you were saying, Reem, I feel like you don't have to put as many pieces around him that fit into his game more than Melo. Because with Melo, I feel like if you have prime Melo, you need a point guard to rein Melo in a little bit. Because I feel like in order to get Melo those easier shots, in order to make Melo the most efficient player that you can possibly make Melo, I feel like you need a good point guard to do that. That's why I feel like Melo's best success is when he had a semi-point guard, not necessarily a full-on distributing point guard, but he had an agent Jason Kidd. He had a Chauncey Billups at that time. He had a couple of guards that accentuated Melo's scoring ability, because when you ask him Melo to do everything, I feel like it minimizes Melo a little bit more than when you have a great point guard and you're asking him
Where he
to
has to
score and
focus on scoring.
Yeah,
Yes.
be the focal point. I think Melo's the better player out
Yeah,
of the
that
two.
mean, my brother. You
That's
broke
what
it
I'm
down
saying.
perfect.
That to me is the only difference, but because of that, I'm gonna have a point guard in my personal squad, so I don't feel like Melo is a problem. So that's why I would take Melo, but I see why y'all would pick T.
A la Andre Miller. I loved Melo with Andre Miller.
That's a solid. You know what I'm saying? That's how I break it down. And I just like Melo more personally, me personally. But Melo's
Talk about prime T-Mac here. Like,
prime T-Mac was
did
a
you
bad
guys see
boy.
what this guy was doing?
Yeah, he's a bad boy. Yes.
I think Melo been around and doing this for so long, people forget his first half of his career. Where he was just a juggernaut. Like, he used to look at LeBron,
but you know
and
what's
LeBron couldn't stop him.
What's T-Mac's prime to you? What do you consider it? Is it Magic or
Orlando.
Houston? Okay, so you consider more Magic. You
'Cause-
take Magic T-Mac over Rockets T-Mac.
Any day.
Okay.
Any day.
But
I'll
Pat
take it
Garrity
over.
T-Mac, Darryl Armstrong T-Mac.
Exactly. I hurt Grant Hill. Like,
But that was
he took the Detroit Pistons
Andrew
to 7 games.
DeClerc. Andrew DeClerc.
7 games.
But what I'm saying
This is the number 1 seed.
all right, listen, that was a very small window of T-Mac to say he was a great player. Very minuscule.
Say so.
Do you remember when he said, "Oh,
5 years"?
Do you remember when he said, "Oh, it feels great to finally get out the first round," and then he lost the 4 straight? Like, come on, dog.
I was hurt. Trust me, I was hurt.
I'm just
Watching
saying.
him cry at the podium.
Yeah,
all that.
You got the nerve to go on TV and say that out loud and did not come through.
I didn't like that.
Where's your prime? Where's your prime playing in?
Hey man, listen. Man.
He's been out the first round one time in his career, and he sat on the bench the whole playoff.
Listen, I stand by it. Had it not been for injuries to him and Yao Ming, they would at least have one chip.
We talking this what if? Like
that's not
it's possible, but it's possible, but
that is not too far fetched.
it's more than just two guys that make a championship. I mean, they did have Shane Battier, was a great glue guy at that time. Who was in power forward? Carl Landry.
So what? What happens?
We had a solid team though.
So what happens if JR doesn't throw the ball away to let Trevor Ariza steal the ball against the Lakers? Melo would have went. Like we can't play the what if game. We're talking about talent and proven talent. T-Mac, as great as you want to put him in the Kobe tiers, he's never been out the first round. You just said something about Giannis. In this episode, you want to compare T-Mac and winning is a priority in your book, right or wrong?
It is.
That is true. Winning is a priority in your book.
Where was the win? Where was the winning?
Consideration.
Before the injuries, where was the winning? Thank you. I rest my case. Before we even get out of here, can I get my apologies with you? We had a bet.
I can't.
We had a bet with the whole.
I can't cut you no slack though for Melo, man. You were in the East, and you're barely making the playoffs.
You got to put a team around.
Matter of fact, you only made the playoffs one time.
You got to put Jeff Hornacek. What is that?
I don't want to hear that. You can't give. You're in the Eastern Conference.
They had.
You gave him Fisher.
Conference.
You gave him Fisher. Listen, you gave him Fisher, who was the head coach, taking orders from the president on how to run your system, and we never seen him again.
I'm just saying, man.
What are you saying?
T-Mac in the East, he took a number 1 seed 7 games, matter of fact. Almost beat them. What has Melo done in the East?
In the East, when Melo had that great season with Novak and all, name the second reliable player on that team.
Well, if you guys don't realize,
Amari was on that team,
but that's why they're both good comps, though, because neither one of them had a competent number 2, though, in order to accentuate their success. T-Mac had Yao Ming, the injury prone. Carmelo had Amari, who was injury prone. He had AI for 1 year, but that AI wasn't really trying to win that year. I mean, let's keep it a buck. It was a different kind of AI. He was salty. That was salty.
He was there for a while.
Yeah, but he was salty though at that time. He was mad because he got traded. And then he got traded again.
He was still killing though.
That 1 year, yeah, he's still 25. But remember, there's more than just scoring.
I believe he was.
And they were going against 28. The Lakers at that time. There was a lot of.
I'm telling you, he was still dogging.
Nah, it wasn't 28. It was like 22 or 25.
Yeah.
So we'll see off air, but it was something like that. It was something like that. But I mean, hey, we're gonna continue this discussion.
Yo, you know we always go.
You know we bringing this back up on episode 100 because
I want to hear what the fans say.
Yeah, I want to hear that too. Because this right here is a prelude to episode 100 because both of these fellas, the family members,
we got to come back and know what the fans said to that one.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to throw up a little poll on Twitter, see how it goes. T-Mac
see if I'm really crazy.
Or Melo in their prime, who you taking, see how that rocks. And this is not the end of us thugging this.
Wait, before we leave, I got one more hot take.
Yeah.
I think we should consider Iguodala for Hall of Fame.
Boy,
I would put him in, honestly. No, I would put him in. I think he's deserved it. Couple titles, he had some clutch shots.
He got a Finals MVP.
He went from a star to role player.
Exactly.
I give him some love.
Let's see. This is why I'm hating basketball.
Oh, sorry.
I'm hating basketball at this point because just anybody could walk in the Hall of Fame because T-Mac is in the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
and he don't even deserve it, bro.
Oh, man.
Come clean.
First of all, C. Webb is not in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
I'm pissed about that.
There's no way that T-Mac is in the Hall of Fame before C. Webber.
No. What I agree with you on that point. It's kind of like it's like a cakewalk now.
Like a
and if you're gonna
because when guys like Vlade Divac can get in the Hall of Fame, that's come on.
When guys like T-Mac is in the Hall of Fame,
you disrespect you.
It's crazy. A career loser. Crazy, man.
Oh man, fellas, man.
And about your bet, man. I'm a man of my word. I'll wear the jersey. Man.
Episode 100, please.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. So it's gonna be an interesting finals as it wraps up soon. Next episode it might be done. Who knows? You never know. The two fellas, they're gonna be back here again soon, family. So I'm sure y'all are all familiar with that as well.
It's crazy, man. 100 episodes, man.
Yeah, man.
Congrats, bro.
Appreciate it, brother, man.
Doing great.
It's a lot. 100 episodes, a lot of damn episodes. I ain't gonna front. A couple of years now, but shit. Gotta do what it do, man. Gotta keep it trucking. Yeah, so fellas, of course, definitely appreciate y'all jumping on the episode as always.
We need to take this trash trash talking to the court. Man.
Oh, yes. Oh, this gotta happen.
It's summertime now. Man.
It's summertime now. Reem, put on them Patrick Ewing knees. Damo a little washed up right now, so we gotta get back on the court.
Washed, man.
That was a little washed. Both of y'all brothers is slow, so let's get on the court right now and let's do what it do. And actually, I'm organizing that game too for a lot of people who are living above the rim in that new NYC area. So hit me up also if you want to be a part of that as well. And yeah, fellas, episode 97, Above the Rim, Rings and Tings. And we out.